So like I was saying, the enemy supposed to be shutting down strip clubs and all these whole houses and all these homeogling places, right? They were supposed to be shutting them down. Guess what? They still open up. They still functioning. Right here in the community, they still functioning. And they using names like Secrets, The Office. Someone took the signs of the strip club all the way down and just got it open like, hey, look, we getting it down in this mug. But they still doing it. Everybody coming through the back door, whatever. They still functioning and stuff like that. This stuff that was supposed to be removed from our community, that's still in our community. When I tell you, when I saw solicitations for prostitutes on one of our county websites, it scared the crap out of me. So I called the county. County didn't even know they were soliciting certain stuff. I called the government one. Government didn't even know certain stuff going on. Man, some of this stuff I've been calling these people. These people didn't even know half of the crap was going on. Man, they selling dope right there online. How deep does the rabbit hole go? How deep is the corruption? It's so much that has not been said, but this is what we're talking about. We're talking about biblical days. How did Sodom and Gomorrah get the way that it got? We got officials. We got people of God, but how did Sodom and Gomorrah really get that way? Somebody wasn't doing something. A whole lot was going down. The enemy's still playing. So we're dealing with so many different things going on in our community, the whole mogling life, so many different things. And what's happening, they're using certain things to get ahead. It's like back in the days when we sit up there and we was told not to get a king. Okay, you wouldn't listen, so now we got to show you the cause and effects of it. Now, how long will you disobey the words of God? How long will you not realize that God is your mate and God is what's going to guide you through this situation and God is going to get you through this? A lot of times we think that, okay, well, hey, we have lived for God so long, and I told people the story about that too, where pretty much you live for God, you conquer, you done made your way through, and now you become like the Nephilim. Okay, well, man has become one of us. We're the children of God. We made it through. We went through the grave. We went through the journey. We went through the challenges. We went through hell. We went through heaven. We went through all of these different things, and we were serving God the whole time through. But now it comes time to pay the Pied Piper. Now it comes time to pay God. Now it comes time to pay for the sins that was committed. Will you still be under compelling or still be in servitude after you wake up to sin? Because sin's trying to rule over you. It's not that you're naive to it. You're under knowledge of it. But guess what? The devil has this way of making you think that, hey man, this is for old people. A lot of times that's something that I can tell you from honest experience I went through. I feel like church was for old people. Don't know young people serve God. Who serves God? Don't know young people choose to serve God. Old people do that. Old people get in worship. Old people serve God. It's not until you start to realize the importance of it that you will actually go through serving God and develop the relationship with God that you really need. Because I'm going to be real with you. The word of God can heal a lot of things. So when we sit up there and we're talking about Jesus, Jesus is the implementation of the word of God. So I cried out, Jesus. I implemented Jesus. And my blindness was removed over a period of time. I cried out, Jesus. And when we cry out, it's not you crying out verbally, because you can say words and stuff like that. There has to be action behind those words that are going to change circumstances and situations in your life. So You have to change the circumstances and situations of certain things. But remind you, as I'm crying out Jesus, I realize that I'm in a battle. And God saying, this battle is not yours, it is mine. So continue crying out Jesus. Continue implementing the word of God. Continue living your life for God. I'm gonna go fight the battle. I'm gonna go as a conqueror and fight the battle. And you're gonna emerge victorious. But once the battle's over with, don't forget who is your God. Don't forget who brought you out of Egypt and brought you out of bondage. Don't forget the rules and the commandments that I laid upon you as you were sitting up there and your eyesight was getting better. And as you sat up there and you started to watch shackles begin to remove. As you woke up amongst my children that had fallen. As you sat up there and you began to implement my word and realized that my children that had fallen envies you. My children that have chosen an alternate lifestyle envies you. There's a certain amount of hatred because they have taken the same journey as you. And even you lost that journey, but they may never know redemption. They may never know me in the way that you're going to get to know me in my renewing and restoring of you. So when I tell you Jesus is the implementation of a word of God, and we cried out Jesus as Jesus was passing by. We sat up there and we reached out for Jesus as Jesus was going by. What this means is that we were in some bad situations. Some things weren't going the way we wanted to go. Financially, we was ruined. Life was messed up. I had nobody to lean on. I had no family to turn to. All my family had turned against. Everything masquerade up. What's saying is for me is against me. What's saying is against me may be for me. What's sitting up there, basically, there's people that's off in the background who can't even say what team they playing on, whether they for me or against me. And in this time, and in this season, I'm crying out, Jesus, I need you. And as I'm crying out, a lot of people sit up there and they think that if you sit up there and you verbalize it, that it does something. Verbalization comes in your baby stages. But when you start to mature in the will and the word of God, you begin to start to implement the word of God as you cry out to Jesus. We're gonna say it and we're going to do it too. We're going to worship God and we're going to do it too. We're going to sit up there. We're going to send some things running. Right now, the enemy's hiding. The enemy's hiding. Am I telling you that I lost? No, I'm telling you that we still winning. But guess what? In my season, I'm dealing with so much. I'm dealing with inflation. They want me to pay them for their loss. You lost, bruh. They want me to pay them because they lost. They want half of my income pretty much to go to them, if not all. You lost, bruh. They trying to find ways because I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't prostitute, I don't sit up there and hang in those strip clubs. I don't do anything ungodly. They send up there, they came up with a trick called inflation. If you eat, they want you paying. Don't. So you paying double, sometimes 3 times more than what you're supposed to pay just to eat one meal. I can't tell you I went to go get a hotel. I said, I'm going to rest or whatever. Hotels where we live at, $35, $40, $50. Max you're going to spend is $100. If you spend $100, you in a real luxury hotel. They're real nice. They're real clean. There's no inappropriate behavior going on there at all. It's just real clean, like real on point, like real special for $100. Nowadays we pay $70, $85 That's double the cost of a hotel room that used to be $40 and the price hasn't changed. But we dealing with blindness. So the enemy is saying, okay, well, we're going to sit up here and we're going to make you pay double what you're supposed to pay. We're going to do inflation. Inflation says that every time you eat, I eat. So where ribs used to be $20, they $60. Or if they was $15, they're $30. If they was 10, they're 20. Everybody got to understand, and some of this stuff, you're not just going to pay double the price. You're going to pay 3 times what it's worth. Because you're not just going to pay for me. Because this is the spirit that's following you. That thing that's following you, trying to sit up there and take you down to nothing. That things that's following you, that's trying to sit up there and be a weed in your life and suck all the life out of you. When I sat up there and I heard these things sit up there and say, we feed on feces in place of their meals because we need to eat. As though you're not supposed to eat. As though you don't have a stomach that got to get filled. These are stories they ain't going to tell you. See, the Christians ain't going to come straight up and tell you this unless they like me. I don't care how you feel about it because I know people are going through it. And people are going through it that's in sin too. So some of y'all sinful and y'all don't even know this going on with you. Because you ain't even walked to the battle yet, because the devil trying to keep you docile enough before he wakes you up and destroy your body enough, destroy your mind enough, implement enough stuff in you, put enough crap in your body before he wakes you up to say, hey, you know, you woke, you can wake up now. Because it ain't nothing you can do to us. We bound you good and tight. But I got a chain breaker for you. Chain breaking comes when you start implementing the word of God. You start seeing them start putting secret on the script club. Because they don't even want people to know they there. You start seeing them take down the script club task. Because they don't want nobody to know, player. We don't got hoism around here. This not something we do around here. Down south, we don't do that around here. Down here, we don't do that crap. We serve God round here. So when God people begin to take over, and I'm telling you, I ain't even in the war because they already know. I ain't even in the war. I'm not even in the war. I didn't even get to fight. I don't know who win in this battle. I didn't even get to fight in this war. My fight was more of a sheep. All I get to do is minister and live for God. I don't really get no hands-on whatsoever, which is maddening for me. So to see it and to see how they playing it is amazing. To see the fact that God's winning in this season is amazing. It's amazing. But I know the devil's still playing. The devil still want God people out in the streets, on the ground, on the floor, with nothing. I'm going to work trying to eat. The devil still want me without a job. There ain't nothing that really changed. Devil can't stand me. I'm coming in from work still going on the same tax. In fact, they so bold now they show up on the job, try to blank you out and take you through. I can't tell you how many days I done worked more hours than I felt like I was supposed to. I can't tell you that I'm going through so many different things that the enemy does not even know. The other day, I'm going to give you a perfect example. The other day, I was sitting up there and I'm just minding my business. You know how I do. I do me. I'm one of those people that you never got to worry about anything with because I'm always just doing me. I don't get in no stuff with nobody. I stay to myself and I just do me. I cannot tell you I get attacked more than anybody else for just doing me. Because the enemy has nothing to work with. So the enemy tries to find things to work with. There's an antagonizing spirit there and stuff like that. And I tell people this all the time. And this is what really woke me up. I heard a man said he was burning Qurans to show people that the Muslims aren't as innocent as they look, that they will kill people and they're not the children of peace. So he started burning Qurans and stuff like that. And God began to minister something to me, and my spirit began to deal with this as well, where I'm dealing with people attacking me, trying to prove that I'm not a peaceful person. I'm gonna make it easier for you. I am not a peaceful person. I'm gonna make it real easy for you, so you know what you're dealing with. So when something pop off, you know why. I am not a peaceful person. The God I serve, I am not one of those people that's gonna let you push me around, let you do whatever you want to do to me. The God that you depicted in the Bible, you want to show as that was God. And it's not, because God don't even let you push them around. When you hear in the Old Testaments, you hear say we were feared and revered. We were not the ones to play with. They still have legends and theories and stuff like that. They say those that you consider ghosts and sheeps, man, them things came up ferocious. They were not sheeps. They were not nothing to play with. They were not sleep. They came up and they didn't play the radio. We sit up there, and I'm gonna be real with you. I'm so sick and tired of being called a deer. I guess they think I'm Bambi or something. I am so sick and tired of being called the deer. They be like, my dear, my dear, my dear. And I cannot tell the wolf that is a part of me that'll send you running. I cannot be honest with the wolf right now and say I will devour you and make sure that you know who I am. But there's so much going on. And I'm not even partaking in this, but I can tell that God's winning. When I first made it out and I started to choose God, I could tell that God was winning. I went under so much attack, I could tell that God was winning. I can't even see nothing. Can't see nothing. Everything's blurry. Man, I'm dealing with blurry vision, blurry everything. People don't look like people to me. They look blurry looking. I woke up in a lodge somewhere. I'm seeing people walk past me in the lodge. I'm seeing all kinds of stuff going on. Everything's blurry. And then eventually I couldn't see nothing at all. They was like, we're taking her into battle or something. I don't know what they was on. But anyway, I couldn't see nothing. And then came, every time my eyes looked like they were about to open up, I could hear them holding conversations about shutting my eyes right back down. Like, don't open her eyes up, because if we open up her eyes and she can see and we can't, we're not going to make it. So they kept shutting my eyes down. And I'm like, what is this? I don't know what's going on. But I kept repping Jesus, kept crying out Jesus. What am I doing? I'm implementing the word of God. I'm crying out Jesus. I'm implementing the word of God. I'm saying it verbally. I'm implementing it. Crying out to Jesus. Like, look, I need you. I can't do this by myself. And guess what? God's battling. I can't even see the battle. All I know is certain places I can't even stay in. I'm being attacked in certain places. And I know that I'm being attacked, but I need a place to live. And then they come up to me and be like, oh, no, you got to leave. You only got like 1 week, 2 weeks or whatever. I ain't bothering nobody. I ain't messing with nobody. I ain't doing nothing wrong. When I say I ain't doing nothing wrong, I mean just what I say. I'm not doing anything wrong, because certain people try to lie about leases and stuff like that. And truth be told, even if it's in there, it's illegitimate. So I don't even worry about that. But when I sit up here and I tell you, I cried out Jesus, and like God begins to like move. I don't know why. I don't know what be going on. I got a job. I'm working a job. These people hate me. When I say there's a lot of people on the job that hate me, maybe there's some that admire me, but honestly, God, I feel like the only reason why I got the job and I'm still able to stay on the job is because God's moving. I really don't feel like the people really want me there. I don't feel welcome sometimes there, but at the same time, I know God's working. Everybody's like, well, why are you staying there? Why are you staying on the job if you don't feel welcome on the job or whatever? Are you gonna leave yours because they don't welcome you? I still gotta work. I don't get to make my circumstances. I don't get to make my situation. God said a man that don't work don't eat. You want to eat, don't it? Or you want to starve to death? Then you might want to start working. This is God have the truth. Word of God is not gonna return void. You might want to start working. If you can't work, now that's something different. If you are able to work, then that's something different. And guess what? If you can't do that and all this stuff going on, God will provide. But I can honestly tell you, in this season, with me crying out to Jesus, things have changed a lot in my life. Things are way different from what I expected. I was expecting better situations. A lot of my situations aren't as good as they should be. But God's still working. Got people that hate me. God's still working. I'm just trying to serve God, do what I got to do, and live the way I'm supposed to live. Am I hated for that? Of course I am. Am I still gonna serve God? Of course I am. That's all I can tell you. And I know that God's winning. I know that. I know when I tell you I know that God's winning, because people don't just hide stuff like prostitution. I mean, these are people that have a religion on hoism, have a religion on certain things, and now they trying to hide it. When I say they trying to hide it, and they doing it in plain eyesight, but still hiding it at the same time, like we gonna keep it hush up. So I know God got to be doing something. God got to be winning in some season in some kind of way. And plus, I'm hearing everybody say the same thing, man. I feel like it's gonna be a new year. It's gonna be a big change and stuff like that. So I know God is doing amazing things. I'm just at this point where I can't wait to see what God is doing. Remember, when you crying out to God, remember to implement the word of God. Remember when you crying out Jesus, implement the word of Jesus and see the difference, man. Jesus' implementation of the word of God. So implement that word of God and see Jesus' word. Hopefully these words encourage you guys. Hopefully you learned a lot. A lot is in here that's like how I would say it. It's the Masonic way, where it's coded a little bit because I wasn't able to like get it all out the way I want to, because God still got me a little bit tied down and bound with certain stuff that I can say and can't say. But hopefully with these testimonies, man, some of this stuff is getting out. I'm trying to get it all out. I'm trying to testify. Please let me testify. They're accusing me, but please let me testify and tell you the truth of how it really going down, and how people are puppets and puppeteers, and how some people are held captive and they don't want to do certain things and they're being forced. How like the same way with the Quran thing, how the dude was burning Bibles to provoke people into anger. And when I thought about how he sits up there and he wanted to provoke the Muslims to kill him, he was doing all kinds of stuff. He burning Bibles. He doing all kinds of stuff to provoke them to kill him. But remind you, they did burn our Holy Bible and did the same thing. Now they on the Quran. You want to burn the Quran and do the same thing. They was with Catholics and stuff like that. They burnt the hymn books. All this different stuff to see our responses, and they want us to destroy them, and so that they can say that we're not children of God. You're killing our people and you're not children of God. But I got something to tell you. God has a time when He gonna kill all y'all for this foolishness y'all carrying on with. So I just sit back and I wait on that, and continue to pray and do what I have to do and serve God. Is a lot of people gonna be mad? Of course they is. Do I care? No. because I know it's all to provoke you into anger. When you hear people turn around and say, I did this on purpose to make you mad. We're talking about bullying situation. I finally heard a woman sit up there and talk about spiritual bullying. And she was talking about how the person spiritually was bullying her.